they showed up last week confident. Obviously, they came out again today. Just how did you foster that throughout the summer? How do you get a group to be confident in this game even before they start?
Yeah, good question. I think that when guys know what they're doing and they trust what they're doing and they do it over and over and over again, they become confident in it. I think when you don't know what you're doing, you're usually not confident. I think our coaches, I think our defensive staff did an incredible job today, along with our whole entire staff. But speaking defensively, I think the staff did a great job preparing them. We knew exactly what we were going to get, and our players were confident in that. They were confident in the technique, the scheme, and then you just got to give those guys credit. They played fast and physical for the whole entire game today, and I think the players deserve a ton of credit.
When they're getting there, both games, they're hitting guys hard. Like, did you coach them up on that, or is that just a byproduct of playing with confidence?
Say it again?
Did you coach them up to hit as hard as they're hitting? It seems like every time someone gets there, they're
I wish I could take credit for that. I just think, again, I think it comes down to they're playing fast, they're playing physical, and what Coach Day and the rest of the staff has been doing is preaching about being tough, and I think that's what you're saying.
Jeff, how much, when you have a Chase Young out there, and the pressure he's putting on, what impact does that have for the rest of the guys?
It's huge. I mean, you get them behind the sticks, or you get them third down, and good luck. I mean, that's what it looked like today from upstairs. You know, we pressured a little bit more than we had. We showed a lot more than we had. Well, not a lot, but we showed enough. But just watching that D-line get after it's awesome. And the one thing, and again, you guys have all been really good to me, I want to make sure that I say this is, you guys saw Damon Arnett got hit on that go ball at the end of the game, and I know he was frustrated. I had told Damon he was done for the game. Damon actually had unbuckled his shoulder pads. Seven Banks was going in. Seven got hurt on the kickoff. So Damon ran on the field. Unfortunately, I'm not using that as an excuse for Damon by any means, but I credit him for going in. And as a coach, I take responsibility for that. I told the player he was out, so I admit my mistake. So I just want to have Damon's back on that so everybody understands that.
That part too, like, he seemed like he was defensive last week about dropping the pick and he's got a cast on his hand.
Yeah.
How do you?
No, I wouldn't. That I just think that, a young guy's a young guy doing that. But as far as what happened at the end of the game, I credit him for going in. But I felt bad for that. So I won't talk about that again, but I want to say that's on me. And I respect Damon, and I thought Damon played a really good game.
Does a shutout mean anything extra significant? And what was your reaction when that fumble at the goal?
Yeah.
I imagine you about lost it.
I did. A shutout, to me, at any level is so hard to get, and I think for the staff and for the players, I think it's special. It's hard to shut out anybody, and I think that's a good offense. It's a good football team. It's well coached. They have a good scheme, a really sound scheme. They've been scoring on everybody. The quarterback's a good player, so it's special. It is hard to do. Gosh, I mean, at the end of the game, I was like, all right. And then there we go. We got the ball out. But that just shows that those guys fought until the end. So to strain to get the ball out there, I mean, credit to the players. It's awesome.
Jeff, why were you guys so effective against the run today?
I think our scheme is very sound. I think our D-line and linebackers and corners and safeties tackled well again. Guys were in the right fits. I think they were coached well all week by our staff. And our guys came to play. Our guys were tough today. They tackled today. And I think when we turn on the film, you're going to see it. I mean, our guys are playing with an edge to them right now, and it's going to be hard to block them.
Do you think that last year has anything to do with that? Chip on the shoulder.
You got to ask. You got to ask them. I don't want to talk about last year, and I'm sorry to avoid your question, but right now what we've seen is what those guys have went out and done in the first two games. We're proud of them.
Jeff, what did you see when you got here out of Aaron Brown compared to what you see now?
Confidence. He knows what he's doing. He's playing very fast and very physical. But I think the biggest thing for him is he's confident. I think Coach Washington's done a great job in preparing him to play. And I think you're seeing that now. I mean, from upstairs, it looks like he played pretty well.
Is there something that happened? Is there a moment that you guys can point to in the spring or the summer?
I think Coach Washington would probably be the best to ask that, so I can't point it out. I just think the more plays he makes and the more opportunities we give him, he's going to get better.
There were a few moments, I don't know how many times he did it, but when people were rotated back, single deep safety. What makes you confident in doing that? Why is he someone who you're willing to do that?
He's athletic. He's way more athletic than anybody gives him credit for. So that gives us a little bit of a weapon that he can move around and do things that you or people don't think that he can do, right? So Pete's an athletic guy. I mean, he can play a lot of different spots, so it's fun to have him out there. He can do different things.
Do you feel like there's any risk with that, or do you feel like he's worthy of that?
If there was risk, I don't think we'd run it. So I think we feel pretty confident in Pete doing that. Good question.
Such a complete game for you guys, Jeff, defensively. What are you most pleased with, just with your guys' defensively?
The way they started, I think the way they came out of the locker room, it didn't matter today who we were playing. They were going to come out and they were going to get after somebody. So the way they started, and then even more importantly, the way they finished, because last week we were sitting here and I had that weird feeling in my stomach like we didn't finish, but today we did. So that's what I'm most proud of today.
Hey Jeff, when you look at just what people might have thought of this defense when you first got here and where you are now, where does that match up in terms of the progress you made? Are you on schedule in your mind? Are you ahead of schedule?
It's hard to say. I mean, I think we got better from week 1 to week 2. I think when we look at the tape, I think we'll see that. So I think we just got to get better every single week. It's hard for me to say where I thought we'd be. Guys, I had no idea. Going to that first game, I was anxious, just like I told you guys. Today I was kind of anxious because a little bit different of a test. You know, again, I think that's a good football team, and I credit their staff and their players. But we got better. So I think if we can continue to do that each week, I think we have a chance to be a pretty good defense.
Jeff, we know if your guys don't work and go hard and listen, it doesn't matter. But when they do that, with the talent that you have, some of the guys on this defense, are you seeing that come out? And with your experiences as a coach, what's the context that you can put that in of some of the skills that these guys have?
Well, I do. I've always said they've recruited really well here, and I think we have good players on every level. And again, I think the biggest thing is they've studied hard, they work hard, they know what they're doing, and they're playing fast, and they're tackling, and they're being physical. So again, a credit to the defensive coaching staff, even more to the players for buying in. We really appreciate that. We've got work to do. We have to continue to get better, and we're going to look at the tape, and we're going to see some things that we don't like too. And now you can coach them harder after a win like this. So we'll be tough on them, and we just got to get better next week. We have to keep getting better every week. Okay?
Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.